June, Americans come together to celebrate Pride Month and raise awareness for the LGBTQ community. It can bring about a number of different emotions in people.
And our Chat Daddy Sims joins us now to discuss the importance of acceptance. And that's a big word for some people, accepting other people's choices. How do you learn to respect them, you know?
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy Pride Month.
Thank
and
you.
You're absolutely right. Acceptance is key in this day and age. People have their own personal choices, opinions. We're living in a world right now where everybody's kind of on edge. And June is a month to celebrate love, acceptance, peace. A lot of people, oh, I don't know about that. We're in a world now where so many children at a young age are identifying with themselves. People are now using pronouns to identify themselves. So acceptance is something that we should make a part of our normal life, our home life, and even our work life, because you never know who might be signing your paycheck.
Right.
You never know who might make a decision for you. And so being inclusive and accepting is the biggest thing you can be right now. It's hot, it's trendy.
Yeah, and so how do you start? Like, what's the first steps in making sure that you are accepting of all people?
Well, a lot of people oftentimes want to use negative connotations about people, and we've all said it. And the thing is, I'm guilty of it. Everybody, you've got to learn what is the correct way to address a person, what is the correct way to talk about this conversation, and when is it appropriate to have these type of conversations.
So you do your research, basically.
You have to do your research. Pronouns are very big right now, and people need to respect people's pronouns. You may meet someone, and to you, they may look as a male, but they may identify as a they, a them, a those. And so you've got to find out, why, but do it in a respectful way so that you're able to communicate with them in a respectful manner.
We had this discussion actually in our office before, because sometimes you don't know if there's a pronoun. Is it whose responsibility to know if the pronoun is correct? Is it the person, or is it the people who are receiving that person?
Oftentimes people will let you know what their pronouns are. Everybody does not go around talking about him, his, or, but when people in communication, they often put it at the end of their signature. How should we best address you? Is the best way to say that. How's the best way that we should address you? What is fair? We want to be loving. We want to, make sure you're inclusive in everything that we're doing here in this conversation.
And I often say you can talk to anybody about anything. It's just about the way you do it, the words you use, how you do it. And so I guess if you give respect, you'll get it.
That's
Is that an easy way to look at it?
That's right. We've lived in a society for so long where people have just been disrespectful to each other. Again, the negative connotations, the saying whatever you feel might be the best answer. Really, in this day and age, it's best that you say the appropriate thing. Yes, and try to embrace people. Our children are watching.
Yes.
The world is watching. Both of you ladies have young children, and they're in school now, and there could be a situation of two mommies, two daddies. How do you best have that conversation with your children that we are accepting of all people? Race was a big issue for a long time. This now is a big issue as well, too.
And I would imagine a lot of it's also having some grace, because the people who may say something mistakenly might not be doing it purposefully. And so both the receiver and the giver have to have some grace within each other's backgrounds.
Which is very true. Grace teaches us to have the right conversations.
Trans, whatever you are, but pay attention to what you want to be called. Some people may look at it differently and act different. And two different examples, they may not be able to walk, and now you have to accept that part of them. Different dudes may have ADD, and that is the two different ways they can be okay. It's not okay to share your opinion with a gay or with a bi or with a trans. Treat like somebody you want to be treated, with dignity and respect. Respecting may not agree with them, but don't let it share it to them. Trans treat people the same way you want to be treated. Celebrate love and peace, acceptance, and so we have addressed acceptance. Love is treating somebody with dignity and respect. Loving them is accepting them as the way they are. This with treating their kids love if they get son or daughter, maybe your only. Stop and think, and what do I want to be treated as? I love my kid no matter what. Unforgivable love. When they talk about this, like all these topics, you must do your research. Do it in a respectful way. Refer to the right pronouns. Often people let you know what their pronouns are. You can, in my app at work, you can put them in home base what you prefer to be called. The best way to address somebody is the way that they want to be called. We want loving and making it inclusive. This is an approach that in some ways don't knock their opinions of what they believe. If you give respect, most likely you'll get it back. And treat people with respect and you'll get it back. And now in sports, the Celtics rout the Dallas Mavericks. Christopher Porzingis has a dominant first quarter. They already led 37-20. The teams outscored them in the third and fourth quarter, but it didn't matter. Doncic finished with 30, and Jason Tatum was not as good, but Jaylen Brown backed him up, 107-89. Jalen Brunson leads them with 22, and Luka Doncic finished with 30. They'll do the game again over again on Sunday, 7 p.m. Boston, meanwhile, leading 1-0. Boston spread 7.5. Baseball, the Royals come back last night to score MJ Melendez to tie it at 3. Tonight, the Royals are playing the Mariners 36-28 and 37-26, but the Royals are getting handled. Score right now 8-4, middle of the 5th. Daniel Lynch wasn't good in his first start. 7-10. The Cubs will go at it again. The Cubs lose yesterday, first of 4. The Cubs did win the quick 2-game set of the White Sox. They are now a game back of 500. 6-10. Justin Steele will go for the White Sox and Nick Lopez will go for the Reds. The Cardinals lose yesterday 3-2 and have lost 3 out of the last 4. The Cardinals are back to 29-32. Lance Lynn will get the mound for the Cardinals, and Goober will get the mound for the Rockies. We have a chance to grab the first 2, the Rockies do, and at least split the series, or the Cardinals have hope of evening it up. That's Sam on Sports and Sam's on Mental Health Day.